Hello, this is your host. Today we have something special for you. The Tale of Mr. Jeremy Fisher was a children's book, written and illustrated by Beatrix Potter. It was published by Frederick Warren & Co. in July 1906. Now considered a classic children's story. It is perhaps the least well-known of her books, but is loved by many who know it. Jeremy's origin lies in a letter she wrote to a child in 1893. At the beginning of the story, we meet Jeremy Fisher, our hero. Lives in a damp little house amongst the buttercups at the edge of a pond. Loader and back passage are slippy-sloppy with water, but he likes getting his feet wet. One never scolds, and he never catches cold. So when one day he looks out and sees it's raining, he feels just the thing to do is go fishing. If he should catch more than 5 minnows, he would invite his friends to dinner. First, he puts on his mackintosh and shiny galoshes, takes his rod and basket, sets off with enormous hops to the place where he keeps his lily pad boat. He pulled to a place he knew was good for minnows. Once there, the frog sat cross-legged on his lily pad and arranged his tackle. He had the dearest little red float. His rod was a stalk of grass and his line a horsehair. For an hour, there was not a nibble. And Jeremy began to feel that fishing was an exceedingly stupid pastime. Took a rest and lunched on a butterfly sandwich. A water beetle tweaked his toe. In consequence, Jeremy withdrew his legs so quickly that he upset his boat and nearly capsized. Seeing this, a family of water beetles sitting on the opposite bank rustled their wings and flew away. A little time after, as he sat with legs dangling in the water, some rats were rustling about in the rushes and he was forced to drop his line and seek another station. At last, when he had dropped his line into the water again, he thought to himself, "Now I shall certainly have a bite." Immediately his float went down. He struck. It was not a minnow, but little Jack Sharp, a stickleback.
"Oh, bother!" cried Jeremy.
"I don't like you," said Jack. "You prickle and you burn with your red-hot anger." As Jeremy reached out to take him, Jack twisted himself free and darted away. Then all the little fishes came to the surface, one by one, to laugh at Jeremy. First, they tittered. Then, as they saw how angry he was, they burst into ripples of laughter. They mocked him unmercifully. Poor Jeremy could only suck his sore fingers and watch them go. After a bit, they all swam away, and Jeremy was left alone. Suddenly, a large trout rose to the top of the water and seized him with a snap.
"Ow! Ow! Ow!"
screamed Mr. Jeremy. The trout dived to the bottom but found the mackintosh a disgusting, rubbery, flapping thing. And, finding he could not swallow it, he spat Jeremy out. Just in time, thought Jeremy, to save my life. Bounced up to the surface of the water, like a cork and the bubbles out of a soda water bottle, and swam to the pond's edge. With a great effort, he scrambled up the bank and over the grass, and hopped home through the meadow, losing his fishing rod, his tackle, and his hopes of ever going fishing again. When he got home, he found his wife, Lucy, had plasters on her knees. She had been mending the holes in the garden wall which the boys had made with their games. "Oh, I wish," sighed Jeremy, "I had a nice bandage for my poor sore fingers." Lucy kissed them. "Here, use these sticking plasters. You can share them with me." So Jeremy used 2 of them and stuck them on his fingers. Then he heard a knock at the door. It was Sir Isaac Newton, a newt, wearing a black and gold waistcoat. Come in," said Jeremy. "I've had a most awful day, but it's all over now, and I'm very glad to see you." "I bring you greetings and good news from old Ptolemy Tortoise," said Isaac. "He sends his love, and he sends a salad in a string bag." From a corner, Ptolemy's head emerged, carrying the bag. "It's a string bag," explained Isaac, "because he's afraid of moths getting into the salad." "Thank you both," said Jeremy. "I'll get some dinner ready directly," and he hurried to get ready. Roast grasshopper with ladybird sauce was the order of the day. That was a frog treat, but I think it must have been nasty. However, it gave Jeremy great pleasure. He was very proud to be host, and very glad his friends had come. They sat on the grass outside Jeremy's house and ate the salad with relish. "There is nothing like a good salad," said Isaac Newton, wiping his mouth with a napkin. "I agree," said Jeremy. "I haven't enjoyed anything since last July's plums. Oh, we must have them again this year." "Do let me make a note," said Jeremy, rummaging for a pencil behind a flower pot. "This time, we must have plums for July." "Yes, I must remember that." So the 3 friends sat planning for the future, and the rain fell around them. And that, my dear listeners, is the tale of Mr. Jeremy Fisher. Do you enjoy the story? Let us know in the comments below. Beatrix Potter was an English writer and illustrator best known for her 19th century children's books featuring animals set in the English countryside. Her books were the original tales with accompanying black and white illustrations. The Tale of Peter Rabbit was first published in 1902 and is probably her most famous work. Other popular titles include The Tale of Benjamin Bunny, The Tale of Squirrel Nutkin, and The Tale of Mrs. Tiggy Winkle. Many of her stories were inspired by local folklore and the landscape surrounding Hawkshead in the Lake District, a place she knew well during childhood holidays spent on a farm near the village. Her books continue to delight young readers today, nearly 100 years after they were first published. In addition to writing stories, Beatrix Potter also kept a farm and did scientific research into fungi, and was even a pioneer of nature conservation. She owned land which is now part of the Lake District National Park and bequeathed much of her wealth to the nation upon her death in 1943. If you enjoyed this recording, please leave us a comment below and subscribe to our channel. If you'd like to listen to more audiobooks, click the link above or follow the on-screen instructions. Till next time, happy reading.